Okay, I'm asking a question in the Discord. I'm just kind of curious. My game has some 3D objects in the background when you actually play it, and I'm wondering if it matters about release because I'm thinking, if I made this if I made the editor part kind of standalone ish, um, and this is only 2D only, so only words. So would I need to remove the 3D stuff out of it um, to make it 2D, or is it using the same thing regardless of whether you're using 2D or 3D? Does it really matter? You know, it's certainly not graphics processor intensive. It's not GPU intensive. It's just they're just a couple of there's a light and a couple of objects. They don't move or anything, so it's not like it would be taxing on any system. But if I released my game or released the editor or whatever, would I need to remove or the game, not the editor? If I remove the if I release the game as it is right now, um, would I need to remove the 3D objects in the background for it to be purely 2D, and would that affect anything or not? That's the question. Anyways, okay. I have audio on, right? Okay, let's just go to desktop with webcam, and let's go to this, and okay, so we're gonna run the scene real quick here, and if I click on it, it's gonna error on me. Non-existent. Get camera transform and base camera 2D. I had something like similar to that happen. Get camera transform does not work. Um, so I'm not sure what the deal is with that. I'll have to ask, I guess, um, Chat GPT because that's what I've been using. So, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, sure. Okay, whatever. Manage. I don't know. Yeah, probably I don't even need half this stuff, really. Here, we can just, front gate of the castle is located on the south side. When approaching, the west side is always to the left, and the east side is always to the right. It's easier for players to orient themselves. Okay. Um, I can delete that. That. Uh, Click on materials. Uh, um, yeah, I don't need this because I have all this stuff written down. When they hear those, leave. Um, I guess that's enough. Okay. Where is? Oh, shoot, that's not what I meant to do. Um, where is the thing about? Where's the dang settings? Down here. Settings. Okay, I was just checking. Anyways, doesn't really matter. 223. So let me generate an error because it doesn't know what it camera transform is. I think. Okay. Hmm. See here. Let's see if something like that actually works. Global transform. Camera has a hit global mouse position function. Get global mouse position. That's okay if that doesn't ease the screen then. Let's just see what happens if it just airs out on me or what. Nothing happens. Uh, let's print that out. Print mouse world. Actually, let's do this. Mouse global mouse position equals that. Let's see something here though. Let's close that. Let's that's not what we want though. Um Here, let's do something. Let me check something here. Let's move this all the way to the top here. Okay, that's the global mouse position. I'm gonna save that. That means this should return back to the same position, which it does. Okay, we're gonna close that again. And then I'm going to say oh, you know what? Here, let's just yeah, let's just do it up here. I can do it directly that ways. And then what I can do is print uh what's it called? It's called 000 underscore main underscore menu. Um First channel position equals rooms dict. I think it's gonna be 000 main menu. I think that is how I had that dot position. We'll save it. We're gonna run it, and only run it when I hit it, and it's just the first. Okay. Hmm. Interesting. The mouse position is there, but in the on the Y, but on the X it's actually that's very interesting. Let's go ahead and close that. And so with a few prints, I get this. It seems the Y position is within the area of the mouse position, but the X coordinate is nowhere near the X coordinate of a panel. Comparing it directly to camera get global mouse position. Oh, let's see here. Restream. Oh, got 5 people on here. Hey, Rook. Sorry I didn't see you there for a second. I'm actually I'm gonna refresh this. When I refresh the Restream window, it always starts the chat empty. It's not actually empty. It's not showing it when I do that. So, but anyways, okay. So layout tools, no layout. Oh, layout tools is plain node. Yeah, rooms containers is node 2D. You need to convert the panel's local coordinates to global coordinates. Self to global takes the local coordinates of the room and its panel and transforms them into world coordinates so you can do the hit test correctly against the global mouse. But once you do this, it should behave as expected if you want. No thanks. Get panel rect is in the layout room. So let me look at just a moment. That room. Get panel rect. Use self to glow on the top left corner. Center equals get center, top left equals center minus panel size divided by 2. Global top left. Okay. Var, okay. Var global top left equals top dot 2 global top left. That's weird. Okay. And we're going to change this to global top left. that. Let's just go ahead and we'll just try it. See if that works. Because all I'm doing is nope, that did not do anything at all. Unless there's something I did wrong. What did I do wrong? Hmm. Nope. That didn't change anything. Um, let's see here. I have a feeling it's because the rooms container. Come on. I got it? No. Where's the stupid. There we go. Uh, Dang it. Hold on a second. Uh, Now we're back down to 3 because I'm not really. Okay, there we go. Um, uh, Offset from origin. In other words, I have a feeling I might have moved rooms. So it's returning the position local to the rooms container, but the global coordinates are actually farther left. Using self-position which is local to its parent room's node, meanwhile, is in the global world coordinates. If the room's node itself is offset, the room position won't match the cusp. You need to convert the room's local coordinates to global coordinates before constructing the rectangle. Um, Self to global. Let me try this first to see if it works. Okay, center equals. Dang it, I hate it when it does that. Go to dang stupid piece of stuff thing. Okay. Okay. Center position. Self to global top left. This is getting annoying. What? Leave that right there. Go here. Here. Okay. Let's take this out. And we'll just make this top left. And we'll save it. And then we'll do kind of what it said here. Center equals self dot to global. Get center position. Doesn't mean it'll work, it just means I gotta try it, right? Alright. So I don't, that still doesn't seem to work. That doesn't seem to work either. But it's the mouse coordinates that is reading, or what was that? That's reading 432. The panel X is reading the -1023. Yeah, I know, they're clearly in different spaces. I get that. Get viewport, get mouse position, roll position equals get global. I don't know why it says or that, because it's the same thing. Mouse roll position. Let's just copy this here real quick. Doesn't mean anything, but let's just get that. And we'll forget this too here. That. We'll go back to layout tool. Mouse local to rooms. Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll print that out too. So equals that. That way at least I can see what the difference is. Ah, that's the correct position. Right, negative 1000. The panel position is 123. The global mouse position. Oh. Okay, so this actually makes sense then. Just because I'm clicking somewhere in. Okay. Copy. And I can actually do that here in just a second. But aha. Here. That's correct. That's okay. All right. Let's go ahead and mouse. I say local to rooms like that. Might even highlight it. So fingers crossed. Okay, let's do it. Boom, boom. Okay. It's not turning it off though. Oh yeah, though it does. Oh, it does turn it off. That's right. You click on it. And it's just awesome, awesome. Goody. Okay, we can actually delete this print statements here, and we can actually probably get rid of this, like so. Works great. I'll have to think about what I need to do next though, because I'm not sure. Oops. Think I'll leave the get panel rect as is right now. Is that the next thing I want to do? Let me think here for a second. Now, input, all we did is update the highlight. Although we do actually set, okay, update highlight is based on the is selected function. Okay, that's okay, I guess. Here, let me think about this for a second. Because yeah, draggin might be next. Hmm. Let me think. Um, maybe, but do we want to um don't we want to create an array for selected rooms and then add it to the array first? Set the array from the start. That way you can eventually implement multi-selection via shift control click or box selection. Logic won't need to change much. Select the rooms array at the layout tool level. When a room is clicked on, clear the array for single selection mode and add the clicked room. Call update highlight for all rooms. Rooms get highlighted, others get unhighlighted. Um, Add the clicked room. Clear the room. Add it. Um, I have to think about that for a moment. You're already doing a loop, right? Because you have to check to see if the mouse is in that particular room's coordinates. Um, just give me a second. I'm just trying to figure. I'm trying to wrap my head around something here. input. Here, let me see something here. So we have this in the input function. So when we start to do shift click, actually this is kind of an interesting thing. You do in a list box, you do control to control individual ones. Shift does a thing. So I don't know if that's interesting. For instance, shift control click. That would be a separate if block. Correct, where it doesn't clear out the array. Then your current block for a regular click clears the selection array and adds the click room. You add a separate bunch of shift control, separate branch. If key pressed or key control multi-selection, just add or toggle the room in selected rooms. Else, single selection, clear previous selection, add this room. That way you don't mix up logic and the array handling is simple. Normal click, clear add. Okay, give me a moment because I'm just going to worry about single click, single room click right now. All right. So selected rooms is an array, and the array can just be an array, or should I make it its own dictionary? Array is fine. You only need to plan to look up rooms for a key by very frequently, or need to store extra. Oh, I thought my chair was going down. Anyways, okay, so keeping arrays simplicity. You can iterate over it in order to apply transforms or highlight easily. The dictionary will only be needed if you wanted a constant time lookup or extra info, like was this room selected in the last frame alongside the room reference. Okay. So we're actually going to put this in just above the input function because this is where it's first being encountered here. So let's go ahead. Var selected rooms colon array. Good. So Oh, what did I do wrong? Equals. Okay. All right. Right. So let's do that in here. Selected rooms dot clear. So, and then we're gonna say did dot append, and we're gonna append room. There we go. Semicolon. And actually, I'm gonna. I don't need that. Let's just. Um. Okay. Let's just go ahead and that. Okay. There we go. And we'll save that. That's fine. Okay, so I got about half an hour. Let's see if we can get to the dragging part here real quick. Okay. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and run this real quick to make sure it doesn't flub on me for some reason. Okay. All right. Now when we drag, are we doing this from the selected rooms array? When you just select the rooms, dragging is easiest if you just iterate over that array and apply the movement delta to each room in it. Assuming you started previous mouse position somewhere, like last mouse position. Okay, I can do that. Delta equals current mouse position minus last mouse position. Room net position plus equals delta. This way, it works the same whether you have one room or multiple rooms selected. You don't have to treat a single selection any differently. You just need to make sure you update last mouse position after each drag step. Okay. Uh, and where are we calling this code? From the process function? Usually handle dragging inside the input by checking event mouse motion while drag is active. For example, is dragging true or is panning equals true, something like this. Uh, right. If event is mouse motion and is dragging, current mouse position equals get. Room dot position plus equals delta, last mouse position equals current mouse position. Okay. No, because I think I can do that. Now, do we? Okay, so do I already have draggable? Do I already have the code for that? I don't have an is dragging one, do I? Okay. Is dragging. Okay. Button end of it pressed. So we already have this. Event pressed. Oh yeah. Clicked on selected room. And we add selected room to the array. What is clicked on selected room? Right, I was just using clicked on as a placeholder for the logic that checks if the user clicked on any of the currently selected rooms. Hit that teach rooms panel, update selected rooms array. You can just check that array directly instead of calling a separate function, for example. So clicked on selected, it was just a conceptual click, but you can replace it with a loop like the above. Get panel has point. Now is dragging should be a layout tool class variable, correct? Okay. No, I don't need you to do that. I need to just the one, right? Okay. Last var mouse position. I'll just say last mouse pause because just to shorten it. Oh, it does it anyways. What's the colon equals about versus just plain equals? I don't remember what the difference is. is a typed assignment operator, which allows the engine to infer the type of the variable at the time of declaration. It's optional in many cases, but it's a newer syntax style. And what's funny is this is kind of how Pascal did assignments. It was colon equals. Um, I don't need it to do that. I wonder something here. Let's just do a colon equals. Uh, expect to get. Interesting. Oh. That would be oh. That would be if I didn't call it an array. It would infer it. So if I did this, that should work fine, right? Okay. Okay, I get it. I get it. And we can actually do that with last mouse position colon equals vector 2 dot 0 that, and then bar is dragging colon equals false. So, and that seems to be okay. I might start using it just because. Well, I might start using it anyways. See, this is the thing that always got me to is doing the equals equals for comparison. I mean, I kind of get that. If you already have equals doing something, then equals equals makes sense that you need something else to do the comparison. And I always like the fact that Pascal did equals as a comparison, just because it reads out just fine, and the extra character kind of isn't needed. And then the colon equals just meant that one goes into the other, right? One goes into the wider end is always the is like it's like you're pouring something into a bowl, right? So you're pouring cereal into a bowl, so the cereal goes through the pipe into the white end, which is basically the bowl, right? And so that's how I always thought of assignment. So assignment is like you're pouring the value into the container, right? And so the colon represent the container, and then of course the equals is the direction you're piping it into. And I always thought that was kind of a cool way to do it. Um, so that's interesting. It almost makes it look more like Pascal here a little bit. It's interesting because in Pascal the assignment operator is colon equals versus comparison, which is plain equals. I liked that about Pascal better than say C, C++, or other modern languages. Make a clear distinction for assignment for comparison. It's almost like the language is nudging you to avoid the classic I meant type equals. Yeah, because you get tripped up when you're first learning. Now, if you never use Pascal, uh, there's a good possibility that you would never run into that because you were learning what assignment and what comparison is from the start. So safe in that sense, even if it's less common these days. Honestly, just seeing pop up probably gives a little nostalgic Pascal vibes, but here it is just type in for assignment rather than a distinct strict distinction. How, how's that? I should have just said sure, I guess, but whatever. Okay. You're declaring and assigning one step without repeating var. Declare a new variable and assign it one step rather than type inference rather than explicitly writing, for example. Not required, but for quick local variables like flags is dragging. Make the code feel cleaner, almost Pascal style assignment. No, that's okay. I'll decide that later. Okay, so that's okay. So that it. Whoa, 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 whoa! What did I just do? I guess I just moved or something. I don't think it did anything. Okay, good. So I could like literally say I could remove the var part because I have colon equals. Oh, no, I guess I can't. Okay. It was saying you could, but that's all right. Whatever. It doesn't really matter. Um. Okay. So first, actually, let's go back here. Right. Last mouse equals mouse position. Right. Is dragging equals false. Okay. If event, maybe I should do that too. Instead of this and, we're gonna do this. What the heck? Quit doing that. Yeah, let's drop that there. If event is input mouse button, okay, then if event pressed, so, oh, I see. In fact, let's just do this too. Home. Okay, and then we indent the rest of the stuff here like this. Event pressed. And then we can just do like I'll just do like this. And here I'll do this. If event is no if event wait, no if event pressed. Not pressed. Okay, like that. Well, actually, let's do something here. Let's forget that end of here. I mean, forget the, yeah. But what we'll do here is else is dragging is false. All right. And I can, let's see, can Can I still do colon equals? Nope. I can't do that here. I can only do that when I declare the variable. That's quite interesting too. Okay, so I'm not very exciting here. It's just because when I get into programming, it's like, you know, okay, so um room that is selected. I think I want the is dragging part though. Oh, is dragging. A room in. Okay. It's true. That. And yeah. Nos. Nos. Pause. Oh, and I see the break in there. Equals mouse world pause. We'll just, I mean, we'll leave that. That's all right to leave it like that, I guess. And then this says break, so, and I guess it's break because we are hitting whatever the last. Okay, right, because the other one, the multiple selections will be based on, wait. Oh, have to think about that for a minute. Oh, that's right. Okay, so is dragging true, is dragging false, and all this simply does is just click on. Okay, I mean, we'll leave it like that, anyways. Right now, that, and we'll. Okay, so we'll do that. Event pressed. All right, all right. Okay, so shoot, my time's almost up. Actually, here, let's go ahead and run it again. See if it acts the same, like it should. Oh. Okay, I don't want to break in there anyways, do I? Take that break out of there. Why? Because we want to go through any and do any of them. Like so. Okay. Okay, so we set dragging and we got the last mouse position. What now? I'm still just trying to learn stuff. Typically handle in the input function under is dragging flag to the last mouse position. The basic idea is detect mouse motion while dragging. Compute the delta of the mouse movement from the last position. We've all selected rooms by that delta. Input event is input mouse motion is dragging delta equals event position minus last mouse position. Should be world coordinates. If your room's container is offset, or if you have camera zoom ban, you might need to convert event position to world space using the camera. Um, what exactly is event dot position? Looks like I'll have to quit anyways. Represent the mouse cursor position local coordinates relative to the node receiving the input event. If your input function is a node 2D or control as part of the scene, event position is relative to that node's top left corner. If you need a position in the world for dragging objects, you usually transform by using the camera or node transforms. Mouse motion event only gives the mouse location node. Always gives the mouse some world coordinates, which is usually what you want if your nodes are moving around. Using event position directly is fine if your input function is on the same node as your objects. There's no camera zoom or offset. If rooms are under node 2D and you have a camera, you probably want right instead of event position. Okay, that's kind of what I thought because I was already using that. So I just keep using that. Especially since I'm converting that to room's local coordinates on selection. Okay. Okay, well, I know what will happen if I try to do this. I'm going to try to get it working, and then it be some errors, and then I'll have to try to mess around, and eventually... So if I decide to go ahead and quit right now and return Monday, Monday should be fairly simple. So we did get quite a bit done. I didn't get exactly to everything I wanted, and part of that was just because I was asking about equals versus colon equals, and a few, kind of side detours like I always do, but that's the way it goes, I guess. So, anyways, yeah. So thank you for joining me, and I'll be back on Monday, and Monday we'll be doing some more, and um, hopefully I'll be finishing up the Wizard U hallway stuff then. So yeah, so see y'all later, and thanks for watching, and yeah, I'll see you Monday. Thank you for watching part 2. So I'll check you guys later.